is bought so that it does not get bad and what have you. And for that reason, I put in a lot of things so that that bread or that cake can actually have long life and stuff like that. So there are a lot of artificial things that we find coming with the foods that we get from the shops. I'm not so sure, but I think I remember very well that sometimes the dividing line between health and sickness is how close are you to being natural and how artificial is your life built on. I don't know if somebody's getting what I'm saying. In other words, if we are consuming a lot of artificial things, chemicals, hormones, and everything that is put in food so that it has long shelf life or it tastes better or whatever the case may be, the more artificial additives we consume, the greater are the chances of us getting sick. And the more natural we eat our food in its natural state and what have you, the better it is for our health. So you need to tell yourself, do you want to depend on fast foods? Do you want to depend on chemical added foods most of the time? Or you also need to gravitate towards having foods that are natural in nature. I tell you what, can you take me to the next slide, please? Right? The other benefit is actually taste and freshness. Taste and freshness. I don't know how many of you have gone to a shop to buy a cake for your son's birthday, and you don't know how long this cake has been seated there, and all you get may be expiry date 1 July 2026, and you are buying it in May, and sometimes you don't know when this cake has been seated here. Check the difference with a cake where within that week you order a cake from someone to say, look, my daughter is going to be having a birthday party, and could you make us a fresh cake? When you are eating the two cakes, there is a world of difference. One that you picked from the shop and one that was freshly made. This is the power that we get from having foods that are actually homemade. The other thing is, of course, customization. Customization. By this we mean you may actually decide, I want sunflower seeds in my bread, I want soya flour in my bread, I want to add in pumpkin seeds or sesame seeds and what have you. When you are doing something at home, you are making it for you, and therefore you are the king. You decide exactly how it should come out. When you go to the shop, somebody has made that decision for you. They've made a decision for you. This is the bread you are going to buy, and this bread you are going to eat. If you don't like, go next door. And if you go next door, they also have their own bread, their own recipes already made before you. You have no input to make except to buy it and eat and whatever. But if you are going to make it at home, we can sit down. Guys, do we put nuts? What do we put in this particular bread? It's so wonderful. It gives you kingship, lordship over your eating what you want to eat. To digress a little bit from bread and these other things, let me share something that I also, it may be very difficult in Australia. I think this is the beauty of Africa. And that is, Ellen G. White will tell you that, look, if you are going to eat meat that you have raised, from animals you have raised, that have eaten grass, that animals that have eaten what you know, you had control over that. If it's chicken, eat chickens that you have actually kept and raised, and you know exactly what they're eating and whatever. And she says that is a safer window and what have you. But of course, for you guys who are in great metropolis like Sydney and Brisbane and what have you, you may not have a place to do that and whatever. But Africa does allow us, especially in the rural areas, to try to kind of grow your own things, and you are eating things that you know exactly you have raised, and you know you have decided how this thing should be and how it comes out. And that's actually beautiful. I'm sure every one of you has been asking a question. Is Pastor Ngwaru teaching us confectionery? And what is this? Is he going to, what exactly, where are we going and what have you? And this is exactly where we are going. And I'm saying here, every mother is like a baker, and each child is like flour ready to be turned into bread, scones, cakes, or anything, or to be left to others to see what product they may make out of it. No flour remains unused. If it is not molded at home, the environment will do it for her. That's the whole sermon. That one here. That's the punchline. There is no child who is born a doctor. Forget it. They are made into. They are made into. There is no child who is born a pastor. I was not born a pastor. I was not born a pastor. I was sold into it. The environment, my parents. Every time we had worship, my father would say, you know, it was the culture of the Israelites that the firstborn son was given to the Lord. And he kept praying about this, and we would have pastors visiting our home. And imagine I'm 10 years old, I'm 12 years old and whatever, and pastors are visiting at our home, and they would say, do you have anything to pray for? And my father would say, I want to give my son to the Lord. If he can be a pastor, and that is what I would want. And I would laugh at this old man, me to be a pastor. That is the last thing I ever thought of. But I want to tell you, as he hammered and continued to hammer, one day I found myself at Solusi, training to be a pastor. What I'm trying to say is, I don't know how you understand that particular slide. It is saying, when a child is being born, they are not a complete package. They don't have a career. They don't have degrees. They don't have a home. They are not employed yet. They are not married. They are not married. They don't have a character. Nobody knows what they are going to turn out to be. They are just like a lump of flour. A packet of flour, and with this flour being the major ingredient, we may need to start mixing it with this and mix it with that and mix it with that, so that at the end of the day, when our daughter goes to the Morambis, are we sending a homemade cake there? When our daughter is going to the Chitongos, when the Chitongos are saying, Cecilia has come, how have we molded this, or we are leaving it to them to do what we're supposed to have done ourselves? And so basically we are saying, a child, a baby as it comes out of the mother's womb, they're just like a packet of flour that